I think the basketball has been absolutely tremendous. I think for me, it's just this run by the Pacers. This team has been so fun. They're so under the radar. Like, I don't want to even pick the Pacers because I don't want to jinx it. Do you have any idea how great it would be to see the Pacers in the finals after what this franchise has been through? Like, Indiana is so huge in the basketball, and they built this team, I think, the right way. And they're so fun and they're so different. And Rick Carlisle is like putting on a masterclass in these playoffs. You realize how great Rick Carlisle's coaching career has been? Like, everyone thinks of him for the 2011 title. This dude was absolutely phenomenal in the early 2000s with the Pacers and the Pistons and then the Mavericks. Like, I just love this Pacers story so much. This has been such a great year for these type of markets. I love to see it. It's just absolutely terrific.
You know, watching Halliburton do what he's done so far and look so cold in these clutch moments, ice water in his veins, looks so calm, cool, and collected. It's easy to forget that, like, earlier in this season, he was all in his head by his own admission, and he was vulnerable and he opened up about it. And so to see his evolution into what he's become in these playoffs, where nothing, even being called the most overrated player in the league, nothing seems to be getting to him, that's really cool to watch. My favorite thing this week, I'm sure you saw the stat, the Celtics were the first team in the play-by-play era to blow two 20-point leads in the postseason. A lot of people raised an eyebrow at that and said, wait a minute, I've been watching basketball for a while, and I grew up in the Doc Rivers coaching era, and he's coached a lot of blown playoff leads. That can't be possible. But Derek Bodner, who covers the Philadelphia 76ers, had to set the record straight, posting on Blue Sky. If you're seeing this stat and saying to yourself, I lived through the Doc Rivers era, I know this had to have happened before. Doc Rivers and the Celtics blew leads of 26 in Game 5 and 18 in Game 4 in 2021. So they just missed out on that dubious distinction.
They blew a double-digit lead in games 5, 6, and 7 in the bubble versus the Nuggets with Doc. Just, how did the Bucks reach the decision to hire him? Like, how did they decide to hire him?
My least favorite thing, by the way, is the NBA on NBC bringing back a dead guy's voice. Like, who is that for? What are we doing? We don't need to, like, AI can do some fun things for humanity. We don't, like, who is that for? Why are we doing that? And by the way, I've heard Kevin Harlan's voice on some of these podcast ads, and I'm pretty sure that's AI too, because he never says he's Kevin Harlan, and I'm onto that Kevin Harlan AI voice in some of these podcast ads.
Okay, so, but imagine having Kevin Harlan as your personal AI assistant in the future. Like, you nail that meeting, you get done with that accounting meeting. Oh, with no regard for human life. Like, imagine.
All right, fine, you sold me on it. If you like what you heard today, subscribe to Locked On NBA wherever you get podcasts, including on YouTube. Thanks to Matt and Hayes for their expertise every day. Thank you for making Locked On NBA your first listen every day. For your second listen, check out Locked On NBA Game Night, every game, every night, even on the weekends, until an NBA champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find NBA Game Night on this feed, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. Enjoy tonight's action. Enjoy this weekend's action. Be kind to each other, and we'll see you right back here next week for more Locked On NBA.
FanDuel's the best place to find all your favorite player props. And now you can make the smarter play with new performance trends. Want to see if a guy's hitting that over consistently, or maybe they've been flirting with a potential triple-double? Get the latest stats right inside the app and see who's heating up. Also, you can combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So just visit FanDuel.com to join today. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
At Firestone Complete Auto Care, we hold our service to the highest standard. That's why we have thousands of ASE certified technicians nationally. So don't wait any longer. Give us a call and book your next appointment today.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, soaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. and end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
With a Blue Cash Everyday card from American Express, you can get 3% cash back on up to $6,000 per year in purchases at U.S. supermarkets and U.S. gas stations. American Express helps you easily earn everyday rewards on the things you're already buying. So ask yourself, are you earning everywhere you can? And if you'd like that answer to be yes, then learn more at americanexpress.com/us/explore-BCE. Terms and cap apply.
Amazing deals for every day of summer are at Nordstrom Rack stores now, and they're up to 60% off.
How did I not know Rack has Adidas?
I always find something amazing.
Because the best deals go fast.
Save big on Marc Jacobs, Madewell, Steve Madden, and more. Plus, buy it online and pick it up in store the same day for free. Great brands, great prices. That's why you Rack.
Hey there, Stephen Dubner. I hope you've been enjoying our weekly replay of the No Stupid Questions archive based on your emails and reviews. Some of you think it's even better the second time around. And if this is your first time, that's good.
I got yelled at by the Black Israelites today. That's cool. I like that y'all keeping that tradition alive here. If you don't know what the Black Israelites are, they're a group of black people. They dress like Ninja Turtles and they just yell at white people. That's all they do. Crack an asshole, they're just screaming at white people for no reason. And they think they're Jewish and they're visibly not Jewish. Just so you know, visibly, these people are not Jewish at all. If you've never seen them, know this is how they work, all right? Black Israelites. It's one main dude. He has a big megaphone, okay? He's the one that yells at white people the loudest. Crack a devil hole, bitch. Milk is making you gay. That kind of shit, you know what I mean? There's another nigga with him, though, and he has a smaller megaphone. And that nigga just does ad-libs in the background. That's the funniest nigga ever. Because main dude's going off, small megaphone dude is in the back going, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Tell him. Like doing that kind of shit. Tell him. So I love that one. So I'm with my girl and we're walking and we come upon the Black Israelites. And I'm with my girl. And by the way, if you're a girl and you want to talk to me after the show, I do cheat. So I'm with my girl, right? Big megaphone dude sees me with my girl and goes, everyone stop what you're doing, stop. That nigga got a white girl, y'all. Look at him. Get away from that white, my brother, defend yourself. Like yelling at me like that. My girlfriend is not white, she's Asian. She's visibly Asian, right? I don't know what that, my last girlfriend was white, she was a rescue. But this one is not. My girlfriend is also one of these girls that doesn't understand the concept of don't argue with crazy niggas, right? Don't argue with this crazy, just keep walking. She's like, I'm not even white, should I tell him? No, but walk. Don't argue with this crazy ass man for no reason, keep going. She's like, no, I read Brene Brown, I'm gonna speak up. She gets in front of the dude with the big megaphone and goes, excuse me, I'm Vietnamese. And he goes, I don't give a fuck. And then the small megaphone dude goes, talk to that Chinese white bitch. That's what you get. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said, now I gotta act like that's not funny. Why would you put me in this situation?
I would love to know your base.
I got yelled at by the Black Israelites today. That's cool. I like that y'all keeping that tradition alive. If you don't know what the Black Israelites are, they're a group of black people. They dress like Ninja Turtles and they just yell at white people. That's all they do. Crack an asshole, they're just screaming at white people for no reason. And they think they're Jewish and they're visibly not Jewish. Just so you know, these people are not Jewish at all. If you've never seen them, know this is how they work, right? Black Israelites. It's one main dude. He has a big
This is your first time, that's good too. Today we've got I want you to hear a new podcast that I think you'll like. It's called Smart Girl Dumb Questions, and it's hosted by Naima Raza. The episode you're about to hear is a conversation between Naima and one of my favorite people, the scientifically inclined food writer J. Kenzie Lopez Alt, who's the author of The Food Lab. We've actually had Kenji on Freakonomics Radio a couple times over the years. After you listen to this episode with Naima, you might want to check out Freakonomics Radio episode 226 called Food Plus Science Equals Victory. And now, here is Smart Girl Dumb Questions.
Is brunch a scam?
Is brunch a scam? No. In order for something to be a scam, there has to be an element of deception. With brunch, you know what to expect.
Yeah,
And you're getting
avocado toast.
Yeah.
And good chatter.
Yeah, and part of the chatter is discussing, is this $17 avocado toast a scam?
Exactly.
But that's part of the experience of it, right?
Smart girl. Dumb questions.
Welcome to Smart Girl, Dumb Questions. I'm Naima Raza, and my guest today, the great brunch defender, is J. Kenji Lopez-Alt. Kenji is a James Beard author and what I'd call a recipeologist. He really came for his very scientific approach to cooking. He used to write a column called The Food Lab in Serious Eats, and The Food Lab is also the title of Kenji's first #1 New York Times bestselling book. Now, Kenji is seen as something of an authority when it comes to food. The New York Times had an Ask Kenji column, and if you look in the comment section of various videos, you'll see people say, Kenji says to do this, or Kenji says to do that. But as I think you'll see in this interview, Kenji is not one to be that. He's actually much more of an explorer, an experimenter. Even his path to food seems unlikely. He went from playing classical violin to getting into MIT to deciding to become a line cook before he started writing and blogging. These days on his YouTube channel, Kenji cooks up all kinds of yummy experiments for millions of people in his Seattle houseboat kitchen. I had so many dumb questions for Kenji, like, am I a bad agent if I need a rice cooker? And do eggs actually expire? But I also had deep questions for him, like, why is it so hard to create those food memories from our childhood again? And is cooking an art or a science? Can everyone do it? Finally, I wanted to ask choices because so much of food seems to be about that. How much salt? What do I order? How much do I tip? And if anyone can talk about navigating choices, it's Kenji, who I think
God, I need you, my guy. Let me put my jacket on. It's getting cold out here. Cold out here. I don't know if I'm gonna listen to this right now. Let's listen to some NBA stuff. Why does it do this? The tilt. The tilt, the tilt, the tilt, the tilt, the tilt.
It's the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
This is Jake from Locked On. When the game is on the line, the best know when to pass. Because the right assist can change everything. And off the court, it's no different. That's where your State Farm agent comes in. Whether it's protecting your car, your home, or helping you prep for the unexpected, they'll help set you up with a game plan that works for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state.
Oikos presents 15 Seconds of Strength. Here we go. Steve's got a trunk full of groceries and no one to help him.
Oh, that's tough, Jim. Looks like a 5-trip load at least.
He grabs the first bag, the second. Bob, it looks like he's trying to do it all one trip. He shimmies the door open, steps over the dog. Oh, and he stumbles.
Oh, right into the kitchen without missing a beat. Jim, now that's a man who eats his protein-packed Oikos.
With 15 Oikos 000 can help build strength for
It's the true NBA fans. One stop for all the action. Every game, every night. It's Locked On NBA Game Night. Tipping off now.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On NBA Game Night, where it's every game, every night. I'm Hayes, host of Locked On Bulls, and I'm joined by one of the hosts of Locked On Nuggets. Swiper is in the building. This was a fun night of basketball, as every really playoff night has been. The Cleveland Cavaliers were the first game tonight, Swiper. They ended up beating the Indiana Pacers 126-104. There was several runs in the first quarter of this game. This first quarter ends with both teams tied 32-32. And then the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second quarter, the first half, on a 30-9 run. and the Pacers just never get back into this game. You get another 40-point night from Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland, Hunter, and Evan Mobley make their return in this game. Evan Mobley is hugely important on both sides of the ball in this game, as he has an 18-point, 13-rebound night. How'd you feel about this game, Swipe?
Welcome back, Darius Garland. Welcome back, Evan Mobley. Welcome back, Jared Allen. Welcome back, Cleveland Cavaliers. Look, I thought this was going to be a 7-game series, Hayes, when everybody was healthy. I did not, and I mean, I repeat, did not want to see Indiana get by another playoff opponent, even though I've been big on Indiana all year. I didn't want to see them play another playoff team the whole series, and they wouldn't be healthy. But you want to talk about an absolute showing from Donovan Mitchell in back-to-back games. Donovan Mitchell has found something in this series so far. 29 shots today for 43 points. He was a plus 35 today. Got up 13 threes. Hayes, he is so utterly dynamic when he tries to get to the rim. His slashing ability, again, we've all seen it before. We've all been watching him do this since the 2017 draft, when he got drafted, by the way, by the Denver Nuggets, then promptly traded to the Utah Jazz. We've seen him do this since the bubble. D-Mitch is a different kind of dude, man, and I love when he gets it up here that he needs to be big for his team. He becomes one of the best playoff scorers, especially among the guards in the NBA. So just a truly great game for him and how he was able to perform. But, man, I'm not going to lie to you. It was so good, Hayes, seeing Darius Garland get back in action. Because even though the shooting wasn't there, you can just feel the offense. It feels the passing, the opportunities that are now there and available because Darius Garland scored. I thought he played well, given that this is his first game back. Jared Allen was a force on the interior today, and him and Evan Mobley, the shot blocking dynamic that both of them add to this team and what they create around the rim on the offensive side of the ball. You get 18 and 13 from Evan, and then you get 19 and 12 from Jared Allen. All the way around, man. I'm just really glad the Cleveland Cavaliers have a chance to get back into the series for real.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and they needed, this was a game where they absolutely needed, you had to come out with that energy. And I think that desperation is why you saw all three players return, that they knew that they needed to be on the court, even if there are only 80%. They needed all of them on the court today. And that was the balance. Darius Garland doesn't even score the best, but just having him out there as a threat to open up the floor a little bit more, that was needed for this team.
I love you, God! Here, a true Jesus Christ! Chestnut of righteousness, Jesus Christ! Shoe of peace, stomping on the enemy! We love you, God! Jesus Christ!
Talk about Evan Mobley and his two-way play. He's plus 26 in this game. But let's flip it and talk a little bit about the Pacers, because while we had big performances on the Cleveland Cavaliers side, Tyrese Halliburton, who has been so big in this series, and since he got that label of the most overrated player, this was a bad game for him. 2 of 8, only 4 points, 5 assists. Is Tyrese Halliburton going to play this bad again in this series? It's got to be the bottom of the barrel, as bad as he can play, right?
Well, Hayes, you've been watching Hallie all year. When Hallie gets into these non-aggressive modes, he is such a worse player, and his team is worse for it. It's almost like sometimes Hallie forgets how good he is, and he just really settles. Now again, the game it kind of started getting out of whack early-ish, so I understand that he was kind of out of process a little bit. But again, Hallie is just too good as a player for him to just continue to resign himself. Even in the second half, he played 13 minutes, got 2 shots up.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not Hallie. Hallie, your team needs you to do more than that. I expect him to be bigger next game, but I also want to credit Cleveland. Cleveland, they upped the pressure on Hallie today.
Absolutely.
They just did not want him to get free and easy looks around the perimeter. They didn't want him passing the ball everywhere. They tried to cut off the drives as much as possible. They did a really good job. But to be fair, Hayes, when you have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, that's obviously going to make life much more difficult for Hallie as well.
That's for sure. Let's go to Tony East, host of Locked On Pacers. Let's get his thoughts on this game.
Yeah, it was 126, Pacers 104, the final here in the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Tony East with Locked On Pacers. That is the ugliest playoff game for the Pacers this year so far. Not a lot of fight. It was a kind of a story post-game. They talked about rebounding being an issue. Their slow start was an issue. They loathed their lack of ability to get 50-50 balls. A lot went wrong. The slow start for the Pacers was crushing. Their second quarter was terrible. The possession battle, I think, was the story of the game. 20 more shot attempts for the Cavs, despite a very even turnover and free throw attempt game, and that led to a ton more shot attempts for Cleveland. For an offense like that, you just can't give them more shot attempts. The Pacers actually shot a better percentage from the field than Cleveland, but the imbalance in attempts just made the Cavs roll right through this one. It's now 2-1 Pacers, who will take being up 2-1 through 3 games, but certainly feels like they're on the back foot now. They're going to have to find some adjustments against his own defense that gave them challenges. They're going to have to get Tyrese Haliburton going, and so much more in Game 4. Much more on Locked On Pacers.
The rebounding discrepancy is a major one to point out in this game.
And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the Valley of Sorek,
have 25.
whose name was Delilah.
Rebounds, so almost a 20 rebound advantage over the Indiana Pacers. Is that something to look? Is that just a one-off, or is that something that the Pacers really have to look out for, being the story of the series now that the Cavs have both their bigs back?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to look out for. I don't know if that's going to end up changing the series and the outcome, because again, the Pacers still have advantages here in this series. But again, Cleveland's also really good. And one of the things that needs to be included here, Hayes, Darius Garland being back in the roster, it also takes pressure on Ty Jerome. That was probably honestly one of the biggest things about the series that I think hadn't discussed a lot. When Ty Jerome is having to be the primary ball handler next to Donovan Mitchell, he has to slot into a role that I don't think in a playoff is as good for him, especially again playing against Nembhard, Neesmith, Pascal. Then you got Miles Turner. Hallie also offers some defensive versatility on the perimeter at times. I think him being able to scale back, and then for Darius Garland to have that responsibility to back, I think that's going to continue to help Ty Jerome. Not today. I'm not talking about this game. But Ty Jerome to be able to step back into the series as time goes on, he can just kind of go back to being that role player off the bench that we kind of fell in love with this regular season. But again, that's what makes Cleveland so dangerous, is if they do continue to find success guarding Hallie, and Hallie in particular, when you blitz Hallie, you can put a lot of pressure on the ball on him. And again, if he resigns to what the defense is giving him and he lacks that aggression, it completely changes the Pacers' ceiling. So they do have to worry about that. But more, I think that's going to be on Hallie and how he's processing the game.
Great points. Let's go over to Danny Cunningham, host Locked On Cavs, to see how he feels about this game.
Danny Cunningham here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse after the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Indiana Pacers 126-104 in game number 3 to make it a 2-1 series. Let's talk about this one for 94 feet. Donovan Mitchell was a superstar again. He had 43 points in game 3, coming off a 48-point performance in game number 2. Helped carry the Cavs to a win to make this a 2-1 series. The Cavs got healthier. Darius Garland back, Evan Mobley back, Andre Hunter back. I thought Mobley was the most impactful of that group. The Cavs played a 3-2 zone tonight, which is not something we've seen from them. We've seen them play a lot of zone this year, but not this zone in particular. And they held Indiana to 13 points in the second. That's when the game really broke open. Pacers made a run in the fourth. They cut it down to 11. Donovan Mitchell hits a turnaround. Donovan Mitchell hits a three-pointer. Donovan Mitchell finds Max Strus, who had 20 points, for a three-pointer on the wing. Lead back up to 17. Cavs never have to sweat again. So now, game 4, Sunday, they have a chance to tie things up. I'll talk to you after that.
How important is it that the Cavs, before we get out of this segment, that the Cavs win game 4?
I mean, Barry, you don't want to go down 3-1. I think that's a lot of work to have to go down 3-1 and then have to play maybe the Knicks, I guess, in the next round or something like that. So, yeah, you don't want to do that. I didn't realize Max Strus had that kind of a dunk in his bag, by the way, that I just watched in the third quarter. They don't go down 3-1. But I also think this team is talented enough that if they find rhythm, they could win this series 3 straight and 7 as well.
Sure. We'll see what happens. The Cavs now made this one interesting. They're gonna have everybody hopefully now throughout the rest of the series. Hopefully Tyrese Halliburton plays better as well because he has to get out of that rut. But we're gonna continue the conversation going about the playoffs, which we talk about the Nuggets and how they pull away in overtime in that game. But first, we got to get to a message from DoorDash. NBA fans, it's playoff season, and DoorDash is turning big-time buckets into big-time bites. With Dash Pass, you can cash in when the stars show out. It's called They Swoosh, You Score. Any type of player drops 50-plus points in a playoff game, Dash Pass members score a free 3-piece crispy tender combo from Wingstop the next day. Just place a $20-plus order and use code WINGSTOP50, and you're eating good. Offer valid from noon to midnight next day. Terms do apply. My go-to after a big game, wings and highlight pass means $0 delivery fees. Perks like this and sign up for Dash Pass and be ready the next time someone drops a fee. That's Dash Pass. Your door to more flavor, more savings, and more ways to win. We'll Locked On Game Night coming up next.
Hey y'all, it's Jake Madison of Locked On NBA. I'm a regular golfer, and this season I've decided to up my game. That means new golf clubs, XG to get fitted. When I showed up at the range, Casey, the PXG master fitter, asked me a few questions about my game and my golf goals. I play regularly, but I don't have time to spend hours at the range. I needed something that would help me get more consistent while also eliminating a slide I just can't get rid of. Casey knew exactly what to do and had me try out the Black Ops irons. After a couple of swings, he adjusted the clubs and I was striking the ball better than I ever have. No hook at all. Casey even recommended adding a degree or two
Only 64 dollars.
to the club to help me hit my shots higher. I was blown away by the experience. PXG fitters are highly trained, incredibly experienced, and have a deep understanding of how to optimize your clubs to get the most out of your swing. Schedule your fitting today, and for a limited time, you can save up to 20%. pxg.com/lockedonnba. That's pxg.com/lockedonnba to save up to 20% on your entire order. pxg.com/lockedonnba. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
All right. Guess you guys are going on the Locked On.
Yo. Dahlia just left. Oh man, bruh. So basically, like, I was like, hey, let's go to my bedroom, like in the dark, and sit on opposite sides, well, next to each other on the bed or something like that, and just talk, because I was like, it's easier to express feelings in the dark. And yeah, she was kind of telling me, like, just basically, yeah, just how she didn't want to feel stuff because last time she allowed herself to be in love, like she got hurt, classic stuff. Eventually she laid on my chest, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being a nice guy right now. So went in for the kiss. And we was making out. It was funny because before that, before all that, she prayed. She was like, let's pray. And then, she prayed. I prayed the Lord's Prayer. And I told her to pray the Lord's Prayer in French. And then, after that, hearing that Francois, I was like, man. I was like, I went in and we made out. I could tell she wanted to do more, but she can't let myself go like that. But tell me you ain't gotta pee. I mean poop. All right, we done. So the Wayne and the Dye show. So see where it goes from here.
All right. This you guys are going on to LockedOnDaily.com as well to support your favorite Locked On podcast. But Swiper, let's get into this. This is your team, the Denver Nuggets, in this game. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Down the stretch of this game, I was getting a little bit worried for the Nuggets. Aaron Gordon hits a big three, and then it's like once overtime kicked in, the Nuggets smelled blood in the water, and they just blitzed the OKC Thunder, winning that overtime period 11-2 to win the game. How'd you feel about this game?
Look, man, I can't say enough about Michael Porter Jr., about Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray played incredible defense down the stretch of the fourth quarter and in overtime on SGA and on J-Dub. They just rose to a level today with the best player in the world. I think having an absolute stinker. Jokic just didn't look like himself at all scoring the basketball. He was missing bunnies, layups, like the floaters that he just patently hits. He just wasn't. He had a basket interference possession today on a layup that he just smoked that was rimming out. He was 8 of 25 from the field today. Now, he had 20 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists. He did have 2 blocks and 2 steals, so he did stay active. But it was just one of those games where Jokic that was like he just wasn't good and he was struggling. But, Jamal Murray put the team on his back. 27 points, 8 assists, 4 steals today for Jamal Murray Hayes. And he was attacking. Yeah, I said that. Attacking Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren,